Hey guys, welcome back to RecTV. Today's video will continue our exercise discussions, this time focusing on the muscles of the lower body. As always, these exercises are intended for references, and they may not be the ideal movement for your individual training. If you have a particular goal you're trying to reach, or any difficulty with certain movements or ranges of motion, drop a comment down below and we'll help you find the right exercise. The first exercise we'll look at is the seated leg press. This foot pad has no preset position to place your feet, so it's up to you to choose how you want to perform the exercise. And yes, your foot placement can make a difference. Although any positioning at this machine will use the hamstrings, the quadriceps, the glutes, and the calves, a higher foot placement will allow more load on the hamstrings because it will reduce the total range of motion of the knee at the bottom of each repetition. With that being said, a lower foot placement allows for a greater available range at the knee and a greater stretch and contraction of the quadriceps. This also means that more stress is placed on the knee joint, which is not necessarily an issue, but something to consider if you have a history of knee or joint-related issues. A closer stance also puts more emphasis on the quadriceps without that added stress on the knee, while a wider stance puts the emphasis on the hamstrings, glutes, and the abductors. The abductors work to move the leg laterally, or away from the midline of the body, and the adductors move the leg immediately back toward the midline. Think abduct, take away, and adduct, add back together. There are also machines to isolate the abductor and adductor muscles of the leg, while keeping yourself firmly in your seat using the handles on the side, and keeping your legs firmly against the pads. Push your legs away from each other as far as you can, and return with control back to the midline. The range of motion at the top of each repetition is relying on your ability to move the weight that you choose. So lower the weight if you can't achieve full contraction, and raise the weight if you feel that you can move too easily, or if your legs don't sit firmly against the pad throughout the entire exercise. The adductor machine is nearly identical to the abductor we just saw, but this time the pads and cables are reversed. Again, keep yourself firmly seated using the hand grips, but this time start with the pads out as far as you can comfortably stretch, and work to push your legs together back to the middle. The next exercise is the reverse lunge. Begin standing with your feet together, maintain a straight back and squared shoulders. Step one foot backwards until your toe touches the floor, and lower yourself until your back knee is just above the floor. Then return to the standing position. The keys here to avoid any discomfort, especially for those of us with knee or general joint issues, is to keep the lead knee centered somewhere above the foot and avoid bouncing the rear knee into the ground at the bottom of each repetition. This exercise can be performed with weights in hand or as a bodyweight exercise, and can also be alternating legs as shown here, or you can perform this one leg at a time and use separate sets. The latter option is perfect if you are less confident in your ability to balance, or if you opt for a heavier weight that may make it difficult to fully return to the standing position. The kettlebell squat shown here is similar in form to a traditional squat, feet slightly wider than shoulder width, keeping neutral back, and the main difference is the use of the kettlebell being held straight down in front of your body from extended arms. The benefit of using the kettlebell is being able to use it as a reference for the bottom of each set. You lower yourself into the squat until the kettlebell touches the floor, and then you return to the standing position. For the Romanian deadlift, place your feet roughly shoulder width apart, standing straight, with usually an overhand grip on whatever resistance you're using. In this case, we show a barbell. Stand with a soft knee, allowing for some movement to counter the shift in your center of gravity. Begin by hinging forward at the hips while you sit backwards slightly, and lower the weight straight down until it passes your knees. This will see roughly a 90-degree angle between your back and your thighs. Remember to keep your shoulders squared and focus on the activation of your glutes and your hamstrings while returning back to the standing position. As with any exercise, it's incredibly important to choose a weight that is suitable for you. If you find that your form is diminishing in any way throughout the set, it's far safer to drop the weight on the floor and reassess than it is to fight through and risk a potential injury. That is going to conclude our lower body exercises for today's video. As always, if you enjoyed or learned something new or otherwise useful, give us a like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our next video, which will be demonstrating static stretching for each of the muscles we discussed. And follow us on Instagram at westcon_rectv. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.